Hello and welcome to iCalculator's video series on US tax basics. In this video, we'll be focusing on the state of South Dakota. We will cover the state's history, types of taxes with detailed explanations, and the various tax exemptions available so you can make better informed financial decisions for yourself or your business. South Dakota was admitted to the United States as the 40th state on November 2, 1889. Today, the state's main GDP is driven by industries such as agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and healthcare. Over time, South Dakota has developed unique cultural and economic characteristics that have shaped its identity. As the economy and society of South Dakota have evolved, so has its taxation system. Historically, taxes in South Dakota have relied on various revenue sources to fund the state's expenses, with a particular emphasis on sales taxes and property taxes. These taxes have played a vital role in supporting essential services such as education, infrastructure development, and public safety. In recent years, South Dakota has also made adjustments to its tax policies to adapt to changing economic dynamics and maintain a favorable business environment. The state has implemented measures to attract businesses and spur economic growth, including offering tax incentives and reducing certain tax burdens. These efforts have aimed to create opportunities for businesses while ensuring a stable revenue stream for the state to fulfill its obligations and provide necessary services to its residents. It is important to understand the various taxes and tax exemptions available in South Dakota, so you get the most from your money. First, let's take a look at the different types of taxes. Sales and use tax. Property tax. Motor vehicle tax. Motor fuel tax. Tobacco products tax. Alcoholic beverage tax. Insurance premium tax. And bank franchise tax. Now let's take a look at these different types of tax in further detail. Sales and use tax, a tax on the sale or use of tangible personal property and certain services within the state. Property tax, a tax imposed on real estate and personal property, determined by local governments based on property value. Motor vehicle tax, a tax on the ownership, registration, or use of motor vehicles within the state. Motor fuel tax, a tax on gasoline, diesel fuel, and other motor fuel sold within the state. Tobacco products tax, a tax imposed on the sale of cigarettes and other tobacco products in the state. Alcoholic beverage tax, a tax on the sale and distribution of alcoholic beverages within the state. Insurance premium tax, a tax on the premiums collected by insurance companies doing business in South Dakota. Bank franchise tax, a tax imposed on the net income of banks and other financial institutions operating in the state. Now we have covered the different types of taxes in detail. Let's now take a look at the various tax exemptions available in South Dakota. There are various tax exemptions available in South Dakota, including sales and use tax exemptions. Exemptions include sales of groceries, prescription medications, certain medical services, and sales to government entities. Property tax exemptions. Exemptions include the owner-occupied dwelling property tax reduction, exemptions for seniors, veterans, disabled individuals, and certain types of agricultural and conservation land. Motor vehicle tax exemptions. Exemptions include vehicles owned by government entities, certain non-profit organizations, and specific types of vehicles, such as farm vehicles. Motor fuel tax exemptions. Exemptions include fuel used for agricultural purposes, fuel used by government entities, and fuel used by certain mass transit systems. Tobacco products tax exemptions. Exemptions include sales to the U.S. government and sales for export outside the state. Alcoholic beverage tax exemptions. Exemptions include sales to the U.S. government, sales for export outside the state, and certain sales to non-profit organizations. Insurance premium tax exemptions. Exemptions may include certain types of insurance policies, such as workers' compensation, and certain types of insurers, such as non-profit organizations. Bank franchise tax exemptions. Exemptions include credits for community development investments, agricultural real estate loans, and other specific activities or investments. That is all for this video on South Dakota tax basics. We hope that this South Dakota state tax guide was helpful in providing you with a better understanding of the state's tax system. By knowing more about the history, types of taxes, how taxes work, and the various exemptions available, you can make better informed financial decisions for yourself or your business. Be sure to stay tuned for the next state tax guide in this series, or check out our US Tax Basics playlist. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos.